trying not to give myself too high of blood pressure this morning, but the takes coming out of the left in video games, in journalism, in comic books are so disgusting, are so vile. I have no choice. I have to report this news. What Mark Waid and Heather Antos and Vida Ayala are doing is disgusting. The fact that there's really nobody at Marvel and DC Comics out there who's patriotic and actually can say what they mean is really terrible. At least one adult comment came from one unlikely source, but it was kind of mediocre. But this is what we've got today. These people hate you in the comic book industry. Act accordingly. All right. My name's John Delarose, everybody. I'm a #1 best-selling comic creator myself, and I'm going to be launching a Kickstarter. If you want to support an alternative to what's going on in comics, this is the best way to go. We have a great book for you. This is a book filled with concepts of patriotism, good values. If you love what America was and its culture before, you're going to love this project. I'll put this link in the description below. We're going to launch this next week. Click the green button to notify yourself on launch, and we'll get going very, very soon. I'm so excited to bring this to you guys. This is our best book yet, and the best is yet to come. This is all wonderful stuff. And please join us here. Hit the like and subscribe button. We cover the things in comic books and video games and entertainment that other people won't. We come at it from a right perspective, and we're unabashed about it. We're unafraid. We're going to stand up to the face of evil in what happened to President Trump yesterday. Now, this is going to be the most iconic image maybe in all of American history here after what we saw, where, of course, we saw President Trump took a bullet. One of the supporters out there at the rally, an innocent bystander, died. And then the left is out there not able to cope with this. And the reason they can't is because they've sat there and said, this is literally Hitler. They're Nazis. Punch a Nazi. For almost a decade now. They've amped themselves up to the point where they would do violence to us. And people like Heather Antos have no shame about this stuff whatsoever. I actually had to have a deal with her. As a journalist, of course, I was at San Diego Comic-Con last year with a press pass, going along to comic panels, asking questions. Some of those people in the industry didn't like the questions I was asking, but I'm a journalist. I do what I do. It's my job. And so I went to the IDW publishing Star Trek panel just to take notes. And, of course, I was going to publish an article. And I got flanked by a bunch of random IDW employees trying to cordon me off like I was some kind of threat. And they do. They hate us to the point where they want us dead. They want us all dead. And Heather called security on me. There were armed guards at the door when I was leaving the panel. They could have come in and they could have done something to me. She really sat there and with me typing notes on my laptop. And they took no questions, of course, because, they couldn't do that. If there were going to be questions for me, you know exactly what was going to happen. So they can't handle it. They want us all dead in this comic book industry. It's really sick that somebody like Heather could do that and get promoted at IDW the way she has. And then, I owed a giant apology. I really am. But Heather, this is even worse what you've done with President Trump here. Let's take a look at this. This is mask off. All these people want us dead. They really do. I've been talking about the corruption in comic books since 2017. I wrote an article for The Federalist publishing about what was going on at Marvel Comics. Now, I wasn't running YouTube at the time. Oops. I probably should have. Would have gotten my platform a lot bigger. But every single employee at Marvel Comics at the time was tweeting anti-Trump rhetoric and just nasty things about him and conservatives and Christians. They have formed an industry where you get blacklisted if you're not an extreme left-winger. You have to say these things in order to get jobs at this point. And it's sick, and this is why they can't write anything good. If you look at it, it's all super cringy. Look at that Savage Dragon where Trump's literally the villain. It's just like, oh my God. Why? It's just so cringy. They can't write anything good because they have no morals themselves. They can't understand what heroism is. President Trump is a hero, Heather. You're not the resistance out there. And this is exactly where we're at today. So she went out and put up a GIF about Emperor Palpatine and comparing Trump to Emperor Palpatine. Now, the implication here is that Trump getting this is turning him into even more of a monster. And the further implication is that he's a villain that there should be a rebellion against to go try to kill him. It's tacit complicity. I can speak pretty one day. I'm a writer. I'm not a talker. And this sort of thing is actually encouraging further violence against President Trump. And this is what IDW stands for. This is it. This is your big champion. And it gets even weirder once you get with Mark Waid. Now, once I wrote this article this morning, she actually doubled down, retweeted herself to try to get more engagement. I mean, these people are such narcissists, is what it comes down to. Sick. Absolutely disgusting stuff. But it gets even more disgusting. You get to Mark Waid, who's in his little echo chamber on Blue Sky. He literally can't even on Twitter because Mark can't share a space with a conservative without flipping the hell out. He actually said that. He said last year he said he'd rather burn the comic industry down than share the space with the, quote, alt-right. And you know what they mean by alt-right. Alt-right means conservative, Christian. It's just sick. And so if you look at what Mark Waid here says, one, he was saying, pray the shooter was wearing an RFK t-shirt. Oh, I hope it takes votes away from RFK. Next is way sicker. If you're just tuning in, some effing idiot with shitty eyesight just clinched the election for Trump. Fuck. So, the implication here is Mark Waid wishes the guy had better eyesight, quote. Now, that means he wishes that Trump was shot and killed rather than grazed on the ear. This is the guy who's in charge of DC Comics' major event right now. DC Comics' Absolute Power, which, by the way, is an unhinged rant about Trump. They failed at it. I did a review on my comic review channel. If you've not seen it, you should go over there and check it out. But Mark Waid's entire thing is that all the fake news and all this stuff and all the rhetoric is causing major problems for the real heroes out there. And that's kind of his message in Absolute Power. It backfired because it actually shows that there's a deep state going after real heroes like Batman and the like, who, the lefties often call Batman a fascist, just like they call Trump. So in his attempt at trying to paint conservatives bad in his book, he actually painted liberalism as insane, because Mark's insane, and made it look like the superheroes are all on Trump's side. And the one liberal, Ollie North, not Ollie North, gosh, Oliver, God, why can't I remember Green Arrow's last name right now? You guys can leave it in the comments for me. I know it. I'm blanking. I'm too mad. That's what it comes down to. But the Green Arrow actually goes and tries to hunt the rest of the heroes down. So the one leftist nut job actually sides with the overreaching government. And that's exactly what we have here, Mark. You are that nut job. You are enabling the people who are doing this kind of thing. You are pushing the violence in America. You are pushing insanity, Mark Waid. The way that your rhetoric's been when you attacked Mark Miller just for standing up for a comic shop owner last year, because the guy said, I'm sick of seeing self-inserts in comics, trying to brand everybody alt-right who just opposes any of your weird, creepy stuff that you're trying to do. Oh my gosh. But this is sick, because probably the sickest thing he's ever posted. Because he wished that a political candidate for president got shot and killed rather than was able to walk away from it. Wow. Mark Waid, everybody. So Vida Ayala is another one who went here. And Vida Ayala actually pointed out the hypocrisy of liberals, but was doing so from a perspective that you got to understand who Vida Ayala is. Another insane person, worked on X-Men and the like. Said liberals, Donald Trump, and Project 25 are an existential threat. Also liberals, get well soon, sir. So yes, now this does point out the hypocrisy and the fact that liberals did cause this. The rhetoric Mark Waid and Heather Antos and Vida Ayala spew is 100% the reason that he got shot. It really is. Now, Vida's saying, don't say get well soon. We shouldn't wish him well. When actually that is what they should be saying. They should realize what they did and apologize profusely forever, because what they've done is just a travesty. But they won't. Vida Ayala wants you to know that she doesn't wish anybody well soon. She just wants you to buy her X-Men comics. Stick a middle finger at you. Disgusting. Disgusting. Now, I mentioned in the video there's one sort of adult in the room, and believe it or not, it's Gail Simone. Now, Gail has been more fair to me than a lot of these people have, and I've had wonderful conversations with her. I think she's pretty nice, actually, all things considered. And I appreciate that, and I appreciate her take here. She says, caught up with the shooting thing. It may be weird. I'm going to wait until we know more before freaking out. This is at 5 yesterday, so this was right as it happened. And that's actually a correct take. And then she says, this is bad. It shouldn't happen. Good fortune to us all. Thank you, Gail Simone. Look at this. This is so Uncanny X-Men writer Gail Simone, the only person in all of mainstream comics to act like an adult, to act like like this is just basic human decency right here. And I appreciate it. I'm going to pick up Uncanny X-Men #1 as it comes out. I think it's next week or the week after. I want good behavior to get rewarded like this because Gail is understanding where she's at. She's kind of an elder statesman in the industry now. So should Mark Waid be. Mark Waid should be saying something like this. Heather Antos should be saying something like this, but they can't. It's very, very weird to me. These people are absolutely unhinged. So thank you, Gail, for being a voice of sanity. So that's it. I'll be reporting more as I see it coming out of the comic industry. We reported on Alyssa Mercante earlier this morning from Kotaku. We reported on Destiny's creepy comments, the worst out of all of them. And all this stuff's going to be up here for posterity. Know who these people are. Vote with your wallets, my friends, because you shouldn't give money to people who hate you. You really shouldn't. And please check out The Hidden Emperor on Kickstarter. If you want to support a great comic book project that's an alternative, that's great science fiction, that has some good patriotism to it, this will be the one for you. That'll be in the description below. Hit the like and subscribe button. Leave a comment with what you think. We'll be back soon. And God bless Donald Trump. God bless America.